Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, potentially. We've got a cast today of the Spy Party Major League Season 2, Week 3. We're going to see two matches today from Emerald and Grandmaster. I'm joined today by Aiko VT.
Hello, hello.
I am Lagorv, and we are joined by the lovely host, Nebula, who will probably be quiet. Um, our first match of the day is Hornet and bloodredyeti, who are facing off in Emerald. I think that's our fourth division of the
Yep.
Major League. Looks like Yeti had a week one bye, so maybe a bit, if they haven't played recently, a bit rustier than their opponent here. As Hornets had two matches so far. If you want to take us into that, Aiko.
Yeah. So we've got Yeti so far has had the bye of week one, and week two had a 4-7 loss to Magic Doer, who is actually currently um leading second right now in the division. So a pretty understandable loss right there. So just kind of trying to recover from that and get back on the board. Um, Hornet doing solid, one win, one loss, or I mean not loss, sorry, one win, one tie, um, against Lavanuk and Burgess respectively. So Hornet's definitely looking like the favorite points wise and overall scoreline totals, but we'll definitely see what happens. Yet he kind of hasn't quite had that chance to show off yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, a loss to one of the top two. Certainly understandable. Then I read the other one leading the Emerald Division, and as you said, the Verdross uh, is a result as well. With that said, we can get into the draft here for our first match.
Yep.
Hornet with, I would say, a very confident opening to the draft, with a ban of balcony and a nothing restrict.
Yeah, you know what you don't want to see, and her Hornet certainly does, and Balcony certainly a pretty common ban for anyone who doesn't who wants to kind of see a more sniper favored setup here,
And
considering that
from
it's called the
from
coin
Yeti,
flipping
we've got
venue.
a veranda ban, large venue. Not necessarily one of the occlusion ones, but we do have a restriction on redwoods to follow that up.
Yeah, I think Yeti's still kind of not a fan of those more like intensive kind of venues that require you to do more missions the spy side or have more occlusion like redwoods. As far as I know, Yeti definitely prefers the three of X's still.
And it looks like that's reflected in the draft. We've got a double of Highrise and a single of Pub from Yeti, interspersed with the double of Library and single of Gallery from Hornet.
Yeah, I think Yeti just playing to the style, like we said, three of X's. And I would say library and gallery are two pretty good kind of counter venues to that. I would say those are two of the more, if you're not kind of on your stuff as spy, then it can absolutely punish you on both of those venues.
Yeah, I would definitely put Gallery and Library in the same kind of group as Veranda, like we would the three occlusion menus.
Right.
And as you said, the three of X's is a very different style, so we should see some more soft tell and behavioral type play from the snipers.
Yep. I would say so.
And that, do you have a prediction for who's going to take this one?
Um, I feel like just given history and current scoreline so far, I feel like I would definitely say that Hornet is the favorite here.
Yeah, I would also take Hornet in this match. I think at least has had more notable results that I've seen as kind of a spectator.
Right.
So we'll see what Hornet can do. Starting out on the spy side of Library, then.
Yes. Let's see what we're gonna see. What's gonna happen here?
All right, would you like to count us in, Aiko?
Sure. So we've got Hornet here as general and library, and we're gonna start in three, two, one, playing it.
Starting with a drink, but near Toby could have been an opportunity for a quick purloin, but a lot of activity on the right side there.
Yeah, certainly. Looks like we're just gonna go to the window, take, sip the drink, a very standard move whenever you start with a drink for most people. And we're gonna get very close to our SC here, a little in the center of the convo, but I don't think Yeti's the kind of player to punish that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might not look too bad behind the pillar, but if you're really looking for it, you could pick that out.
Yeah. We do green test our first flirt though, so 51%, definitely something you want to see on a bigger venue like this.
Going by the DA, we did do a reject and Toby walked across the venue. Could have been a pro one opportunity, but the venue is still young. To flirt done with under a minute off the clock. Good pacing so far from Hornet. See how we take advantage of that.
And we're going to take advantage of it by just walking right out of our talk. Gonna head all the way across the venue over here to see just the SDA and Smallman over here.
Quick stop in there as we dip into blue shelf. That might give us a bit of an inclination towards where Hornet wants to take this game.
We're going to take the book out. We might go for a direct transfer later on. But for now, we've got a handful.
Double up conversation here with the ST, although we're already done with that, so we might want to avoid. We do. Gotta get in
Yeah,
with that double
especially
agent.
considering.
I don't think there's much harm in doing this because I don't think that bloodredyeti is necessarily going to punish us for that flirt, but tell us we
Yeah,
leave anyway.
I don't think we've given enough to really say, hey, General and Alice have been together a lot. I mean, and like you said, she's gone, so don't think we need to worry about it. What we might want to start worrying about now, though, is probably taking this contact, which we do, and then
Yeah,
bailing. We gonna put this book away? We are,
very luckily the DA returns to us.
and
Couple,
we get low lit for the bail.
yeah, that low light's really great. The split was pretty well timed, and bloodredyeti kind of just panned the venue a couple times in response to that
Yeah, and
contact.
I wouldn't be shocked if we just go side inspect to side inspect and swap here. Especially when you're general, you have a good body block and you're low lit.
Yeah, and not getting checked for swap right here could indicate that to Hornet, even if we thought we might
Yeah.
have been highlighted at that bookshelf.
Yeah, and Hornet can't necessarily know if that was a low light or a highlight or any light at all earlier. So I don't hate this watch check. We've still got a minute on the clock.
Looks like Hornet's eyeing up Kane's statue. We might try to just dip in there for a frame as a safe potential finish.
Yeah.
Waiting a bit long if it's going to be a call, but Hornet keeping an eye on the ambassador here, though. Going for a bug into inspects.
I wonder if we were trying to justify it being a swap delay from Kane there just because he was kind of lingering.
Yeti lasering near the statue.
Is
See if that scares Hornet
watching
off of his
this.
swap on the second cycle. We're under 30 seconds.
And we get shot for it.
Wow. That's really surprising to see that shot out of
Yeah,
bloodredyeti. That was a really nice
definitely.
contact, too, because there were only 2 lowlights taken. The
Right.
2 SDAs were out of conversation, so if Yeti had track of that real conversation, that could have added to our suspicion.
Yeah, maybe. I'm honestly not sure what kind of tipped Yeti off here. Maybe it was suspecting that it was a swap for Kane and then seeing the fade a little bit there. I want to try and see if that was visible.
Bob was never really visible.
Yeah, no, we don't look for it.
That might
I think
just
we just
be
shot for
a
inspects and a suspected swap.
and under 30 seconds. With that 2 flirt done, maybe Hornet could have afforded to rush that down a bit more.
Yeah, I think so. I think we would have been okay if we just went straight to center inspects and swapped there, maybe, or just back to back, but not totally sure.
If that
But
is a
that's a
low
point for
light
Yeti.
for contact, I struggle to call that a great shot, only because we're shooting just a low light who could have been out of conversation for contact for under that impression. Just for
Right.
being in statues under 30. But it's a it's a correct shot regardless.
Yeah, I wonder if Yeti kind of saw general finishing inspects there, thought about it, was like, hey, kind of realizing that like when he low lit Hornet there, that it was right at as he was doing transfer, and I wonder if he kind of put the pieces together right in the moment there.
Well, let's see if Yeti can take advantage of Hornet's pick here and take a lead.
Yeah, and we are playing as Duke here in 3, 2, 1, playing. Chasing RST.
Fortunately, he'll bounce backwards, but Yeti may be considered for a second following. Might
Gonna
time
just
it,
add
open
some time
himself
though.
on
Yeah.
camera near Amba and Topi.
We're gonna
Oh,
red BB.
Banana bread.
can give a lot of lowlights on the right
Yeah,
side, but
Koff is not on screen, but pretty much anyone who is on screen is.
it's 5 lowlights free.
Yeah, it's not something you want to start your game off with, even with the extra time.
Yeah, and that extra time has elapsed. Stepping in for our
Yeah,
first progress of the game. Thankfully, not a red this time.
thankfully. So if we're just gonna sit here for a timer flare, which not horrible with the time ad, and also probably want to try to just stay cool for a minute.
Oh, we're gonna leave before that timer comes up. Could have stuck around a little bit longer. Maybe we wanted to time our path with the Amba.
Yeah, we're gonna be at books here though, and we're getting laser burned a little bit.
Yeah, Toby and Amba being on the side of the venue, that is nature being at shelf here.
Instantly put this back, and we are gonna bug
Bug
in
on
a
entry,
very bug
not
pathy way.
the snapback is not visible because it's taft, and also the idol itself was not too shabby.
Right. That is a perk of Juke, is his arm kind of naturally rests at his side. So when he does the snapback for standing idols, you don't see it kind of swing in front there. We actually haven't even been highlight for that bug, so I wonder.
I don't think it's credited.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
we're on pace to really do much here.
right. We've got our second flirt and we've got a bug, but we've still got three and 40% of a mission to go.
Banana bread.
There's one of them.
And now that we get the real
And
contact, that's not too many additional lowlights.
And Smallman is going to take a highlight for what looked like a bail into side statues on Hornet's end.
Finally grabbing our highlight with that bug in our pocket. does leave us the opportunity to finish, potentially with a soft tail. There's only 2 of them
Yeah.
remaining in green purloin and fingerprint. Ugh, stopping right behind the pillar for that flirt is very... it's a bit
Yeah, the
suspicious.
behaviorally, it's definitely not a good look. Um, I will say I don't know how much I'd really want to do a hard tell for our fifth mission here as a highlight here, having already finished center inspects. But we're also down to a minute 30, so if we want to do prints, we've got to start now.
Yeah, and we really would have wanted that green flirt to wrap that up. We were only at 60%.
I think if Seek, no, he doesn't. I was going to say if Seek rejected, I could see us potentially having reason for a purloin, even if Seek is out.
Just have to take this and hope that it bounces around, which it might.
It's, we're
There are
going to win
2
purloin.
occupied hands beside us. White purloin. Hornet
It's not, the list isn't visible
hesitating.
because of the pillar.
If we can get this timer flirt in time, I don't think it'll change the outcome.
That's really unfortunate. I think if we green
Green,
flirt, that was 10 seconds.
yeah, absolutely. The green flirt would have won that. I'm surprised Hornet is taking that shot so late. So you definitely would have lost if that was the final mission. You could always wait for something else. But
Yeah, I think just
regardless, we
not.
go snipers on library,
Yeah,
which
that
is,
we
I'm
do.
sure, a big surprise.
I was gonna say, not a big surprise when you go into it. It is a big surprise given the context of the games.
Seemingly 2 close games for very different reasons. We are doubled
Yes.
here, so there's still a chance for some spy win on library.
Yeah, and Hornet's gonna try and get that elusive spy win on his own double here as Teal in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Decent start here. Looks like we're lined up to at least get some early progress. On the other side of the venue, we've got Amba and Toby.
Yeah, we can definitely get away with something if we want here.
Yeah, we at least should have gotten away with leaving this flirt because we are waiting around for a timer flirt. I don't think that's going to
Uh,
benefit as much.
well, we do leave now after taking that sip,
Yeti has been
which,
eyeing that left side of the venue pretty much
yeah,
since the game started.
I think I would have liked us to do something like rip a book out or something and
Rip
go
a
to
book out,
green.
get an inspect,
Yeah, I was
do a
gonna say,
swap. There's a lot of options there.
no, totally.
Hornet has crossed the venue. Looks like we're going in for the first briefcase of the game.
Yep.
Wouldn't mind seeing us put this down, as Yeti hasn't been leaving their eyes off of the Amba or Toby too much. Looks like we're gonna go for a return.
Yeah.
Long distance stop. Looks like we might step into books for this easy second flirt.
Yep. And I wouldn't hate it if we go for an animation transfer,
Yeah, now that Amba has
especially with
moved
us not
away,
really being watched, but we're just gonna put it back.
really slow panning from Yeti is something that I'm noticing.
Yeah.
I feel like typically on library snipers are snappier. You got less time that the camera's moving, and that means more time that it's easier for your eyes to focus on what's happening.
Right. I would say so, yeah. Because I mean, you really, unless you're kind of watching green books for micro or like a purloin in the middle of the venue, you're really just going to be looking at like the yellow bookcase and the blue bookcase because you can see all 4 combos and both statues between those.
Interesting that we opt not to take this second flirt, or the potentially last flirt, and the statues and get highlit. Half of the time is roughly elapsed.
Yeah, I don't like taking this highlight right here. I feel like you kind of need to get I'm not sure, a contact to some hard tell, some more progress before we take that highlight because now we've got to get away with another print, finishing inspects, and 2 other missions with flirt.
Yeti is leaning to check our statue. It was the same one that Hornet swapped last game as well, so potentially a bit of a go. suspicion
Which,
from that.
to be fair, that's probably the safest statue to swap, given how easy it is to be covered. I mean, we had Seek and Twin covering it just a second ago.
Heading back to this left side of the venue, it looks like we wanted this briefcase, but we get the opportunity to even start to grab it. Doing a lot of parallel walking. That's burning a lot of the clock here.
Well, we're gonna put some more on the end of that fuse there for that burning clock. A little timeout for just a white test, so it could be seen more easily, but I don't think we've noticed.
Making our way across the venue yet again. Probably gonna finish up this flirt, but we need ammo to leave a statue print. Otherwise, this is gonna be tough to finish in a
Yeah,
few moves. Gonna get this flirt second. We are gonna get it in time, thankfully.
I feel like my big concern right now is just Hornet looks really suspicious because there's just been so much bouncing around, I feel like, this game. That it's just like you just look so active even if you're getting nothing done.
Yeah, thankfully a number of other highlights have cropped up. We're one of three at one point. Fingerprintable book, that's great for Hornet. I wouldn't mind going for like a contact into later moments dump of this book. Kind of been on screen being a green. So I don't know if we're gonna get away with a direct transfer.
Yeah, I don't think we are. I feel like we're being watched way too closely for this, especially because I think Yeti was kind of trying to watch us for an
Ooh,
animation transfer because we were off screen at Blue Books earlier.
the laser kind of hovered on us for a second, but I think not splitting here is definitely a game-saving decision.
Yeah, I would say so.
We were most certainly dead if we did that. Here comes the moment of truth, though. We're not going into blue books. Laser follows us a little bit.
We're gonna go for this bug.
Bug, it's not seen, and I think
Scene.
Hornet
Uh-oh.
has finished this.
Yeah, I think so.
General's also taking a lot of heat at that left side.
I think Hornet might have just taken advantage of the fact that he was playing with a pretty non-standard Amba there in Salmon. Because I feel like that would have been watched a bit more close. Like I feel like um when you're not necessarily the most experienced sniper, it can be very easy to kind of snap your eyes to Tex or Taft when you're looking for bugs. But then when it's just Salmon there, you don't necessarily think twice about it. And
Yeah,
I
I think there
wonder if
were
just we
also a
weren't
couple
thinking
other
about.
things taking heat. The last seconds there was a drink offer in progress, and the red dress was at the yellow shelf. Well, it's a spy win, though. See if Hornet can
Yes,
come out on top on their own venue.
to say it. Well, at least managed to draw it, but yet he's gonna fire back as Lane Twin in three, two, one, playing it. Got Toby here, but we have another drink in our hand. Just not going to get many opportunities for that early purloin start.
We take control and shove ourselves into center statues here. Hornet did get a look at that, so hopefully we aren't credited with swap. We're going to get our inspects going.
Yeah, and I mean, even still, I feel like if you go into center statues that early, I wouldn't hate going for the swap because then you're making a kind of play there to say, do you really think I instantly swapped here? You know, but regardless, we just take the inspects and we're going to take a very early highlight for it.
Yeah, and the other twin did join us at statues, so I think Hornet may have had a decision whether to highlight both of them or not.
And the other twin's going to join us here in convo too. So
This is a pretty good time for contact, or at least it looks like it. The two SDAs are out of conversation, however.
yeah,
I don't
yeah. If
like
Yeti were to
taking this
take
contact,
this,
though. It's really early.
right. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it if we had, a couple more people in. Like I wouldn't want 4 or 5 people to be out, especially I mean, especially that they're both SDAs, but especially in risk that one of them would be an SDA, let alone both.
Yes, now we've got two hardest Softel's. I guess fingerprint is an option there.
Yeah.
Two
And
cookie
we
cutter
get
Softel's
Sunshine.
done, and we gotta, yeah, I think get a move on elsewhere.
You're gonna idle break there for that. Doesn't look like it was seen though. Heading to Windows, and we are gonna add time. And I would agree with this at this point. We're gonna need the time A to lose some heat and B to chase after our ST here.
Yeah, at least the other twin has picked up a highlight for finishing inspects at one of those side statues that has been so eagerly watched.
Right.
And it's getting
First
checked for
flirt.
swamp, but ST's in the way. Ooh, attempted reverse bug. I think Emma was just out of range, but it was definitely going to be
Yeah.
off camera.
When you have the fastest character as your ambassador and you have the slowest bugger, sometimes those reverse drive-bys just aren't gonna hit.
Now that you mentioned it, I forgot the twins have a slow bug.
Yeah, they're like I'm pretty sure almost 2 seconds as opposed to like 1.2 being the average for most of the others.
Disney is still blocking that statue, and the other twin, is still being relatively active. I'm sure that's causing a lot of thorns in Hornet's side.
Yeah,
Uh, Yeti might not know it, but a red flirt here would be extra detrimental. And now Amba's grabbing that statue too. That might even give Hornet a better view of it.
okay. Well, we got our statues inspected. We've got our contact. We got most of our flirt. Looks like we're gonna finish it up.
Yeah, the rough part here is that we have no other progress. We're kind of doing all these missions
We
in
are
a
actually gonna go get a
order.
fingerprint on this statue here, but it's a very fresh print. I don't know how much I love that.
Hornet did just get a view of the statue as well, so they know it hasn't been swapped by the other twin. Oh, and I don't like that short path into conversation. Now Disney's blocking it
Yeah,
again, still. Finish that up, but we could have swap credit for all we know. ST might actually block the statue and get us burned in this. But now both twins have been to that statue.
right.
I
And
gotta hope that there's a print on this yellow book.
yeah, so but there doesn't seem to be. So I mean, oh, and we're gonna
Oh,
red mark
red
though.
transfer.
That's unfortunate. It's a funny animation, but not what you want to see in a competitive game.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of
And
copied actions as I look behind. The other twin was at yellow shelf at one point as well. So both twins being the top suspect that game. And Disney doing a lot of work blocking that statue. But
yeah,
Hornet
definitely.
up
Uh,
3-1.
yep, does get this at least partial sweep on his own venue there. So good news for him. But we do have Yeti's, home turf here in the form of a 3 of 6 high rise, where we are going to have swap on instead of transfer and no fingerprints from
Yeah,
Hornet here.
this seems to be the go-to setup from how this 3 of 6 venue has settled.
Yeah, I would say so. It's usually transfer off, and then I think the only swap that I will sometimes see, and I'll do this sometimes, is have Purloin off, just so we can have that Civ shot potential there kind of more readily. Fingerprints, but yeah, Hornet is gonna start kick this off as boots in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Maybe trying to
And we're
bounce
gonna
around and get
just
small men into our control, but we're passing like ships in the night.
Yeah, he's just gonna go over to Green Books, and we're just gonna reject a drink here innocently.
Printable drink is offered. Unfortunately, as we mentioned, fingerprints off.
Yeah, and even if it was on against observant sniper, if you immediately just request that drink and they say, "Hey, you just got requested almost back to back," that's illegal. Like, it's not gonna end well for you.
Yeah, we made a decision to go to the painting pad after Smallman had landed there. Fortunately, without a book or a drink in his hand, the chances that he leaves before we even get there is so high.
Yeah, and we are not gonna chase him to statues there because that would give us a mission if we were to take the center statue and do well enough on our action tests, but it would come with a lot of heat. I would
And if
say
we were go,
that if we do want to start to flirt, I would say we got to start moving now to him, though.
yeah, the struggle with Highrise is that if you're gonna go for a frame game, you can't also be a suspect. You have to let the sniper have someone else in mind.
Yep.
Because if they're torn between two, chances that they civ shoot go down dramatically.
And only a white flirt is not what you want to see with only about a minute and a half left on the clock here.
If we know that Smallman's highlit, which you can pretty strongly infer, maybe red
Right.
flirting is the way to go here. If
I
Duke
wouldn't
gets
hate
in here,
that
you
as the
should take
play.
this contact as well.
And that we do
Banana
is a
bread.
fake, but we do have our SDA in, so two low
Smallman's
lights, but everyone else has real.
Smallman's on the move as well after that. Not necessarily a venue where BB splits are all that relevant, unless you're David W.
Yeah, it's not. I was gonna say it's not a split, but it does kind of play to that whole behavioral thing of how the spy will almost always leave within 20 seconds of a banana bread.
Really
Or
nice
not almost
redirect
always,
from
but
Small
really commonly.
off the briefcase. Looks like we're switching conversations to go for contact, but at this
Yeah.
point, I think we kind of gotta go all in on Smallman.
Banana
We
bread.
know where he's been.
Yeah, especially because that's gonna get a shot.
Oh,
I'm not sure what that was for.
there's definitely no third mission here.
I
Banana
almost
bread.
To me,
wonder.
this looks like maybe like a white BB into reject shot, but like if it's a reject, that's not a
Then wait for the
completion.
prelim. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I think I might know what happened. I think we got shot because we are the only person who switched convos
Yeah, that's very
between
possible.
BBs. So if the second one's real, it is us. Because Alice and Smallman were with Queen before, Duke, Disney, Hare were with Twin. If that's what that shot is for, that's really observant and kind of impressive, but also a little hasty.
Yeah, it's a great highlight.
Yes, I
I
would agree
don't
with that.
think it's a great shot without anything else. But it's a correct shot yet again.
Certainly.
Can't fault snipers too much when they're on the mark.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
we
was I
proto
was wondering
to
about that because Amber was like sorta in the same convo as us, so didn't know if that was a credit or what.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh
according to
yeah.
Yeti, we've got a bug credit and flirt credit. I'm guessing the flirt was assumed credit because we were fairly inactive flirt wise, just because Smallman was so active.
Yeah. I mean, Flirt, unless you're really watching it, is pretty hard to reliably say if they do or don't have. So I can't blame that mission. Um, but regardless, Yeti's starting off his double the right way with the spy shot and hoping to not get a spy shot when they're the spy as Salmon. And we are going to add fingerprints back in and take off Purloin like I was talking about earlier. So I wonder if Yeti is going to be playing for Civ shots here, but we're going to find out in three, two, one, playing it.
And we'll see if any fingerprint opportunities are available to either Yeti or some civilians.
Yeah, definitely. We are going to be right on top of our ST, and we're going
I
to
think we should
both
get out of
talk at
here.
the same time. We got to go. We should just
Like,
take this white flirt and leave.
this is possible, but very, very weird to see, especially in an empty conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry does join to make it slightly less bad, but
One thing with this 3 of 6 variant is I think the second player tends to just mirror whatever their opponent chose,
yeah,
just
no, that's
out of
very common.
simplicity's sake. Um, but interesting here that Yeti doubled this venue, so probably came in with a more fingerprint-oriented game plan than Purloin. Definitely wanted this outcome.
Yeah, I would say
This is a
it's
really good contact opportunity. Only the SDA is out, which can work in Yeti's favor, though.
suddenly worsening as Sorry and Pearls leave. But we are going to take that BB anyway, and it's going to be a white, so we're going to be seen
Banana
talking
red.
here.
Let off a couple 4 reels here. If Hornet doesn't highlight for it, they may even remember it.
Yeah, with only 7 guests to really keep track of at that point, that's not too bad to keep track of, but it is what it is.
We're going to be the first contactor to move, followed shortly by the second.
I don't
Cross
think this is
convo.
close enough for even a green flirt.
This is way too far,
Yeah,
but any flirt will do now.
say, well, that's good and all that we can get one more flirt done, and we'll be all set with that mission, but kind of wondering what our third mission is going to be. I haven't seen any inspects, any prints, really.
Yeah, Yeti's looking towards the right side of the venue. Maybe we're going to go for inspect. I don't love that potential. Just a back statue swap could be an option here.
Yeah.
Also
And
keep an eye on the ambassador a little bit.
Yeti could actually do a play that I kind of like doing. Could go for these statues that are right in this room here, because Hornet's kind of holding just too far of an angle where the curtains are actually covering those statues. And if you're not suspecting someone enough, you can easily get swapped on, like behind those curtains there.
Ooh, we go for the bug into the back
Or-
conversation. Hornet
And we're highlight.
highlights for it, but if that had taken, I think Yeti might have gotten away with this.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Going for it the second
And we're gonna
time, it
go for
also
it again,
misses.
and
It
Hornet's not
also
gonna have
misses.
it. Yeah. Some really unfortunate bugs there.
Oh yeah, we just never even intercepted Ambas on the second time. Second one, here's how that one didn't take. I think we started a bit late, walked out of range.
Yeah, I was gonna say that first one definitely looks like it started too late, because it looked like, yeah, it looks like we started as we were going through Amba rather than just before, so that the bug would hit while we were going through. And yeah, that second one was just too far. So we continue with some more sniper party as we go into game 3 for Hornet as Irish, and does elect to keep the purloin off with fingerprints instead.
Could be
And so
a
we'll,
simple act of mirroring opponent setup, or just didn't really have a preference.
yeah, certainly could be either, or maybe we're planning something with fingerprints this game. Who knows? We're gonna find out though in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, the only consistency so far is that transfer has been off.
Yeah. And I don't blame that as a choice. Transfer is definitely one of the more involved missions, I feel like, on this venue. Like a lot less, not as easy to just kind of go up and do it. Um,
It's certainly an achievable mission, but
oh,
does it
absolutely.
make your top 6, I think, is the crux of the issue. It often
Yeah,
does.
pretty much. And I think especially because some people also just don't want to snipe it. And, if some people just mirror like that, like you talked about, do you really want to put on one of your, a mission that you could maybe fit into like sixth or fifth place and then potentially have to snipe it immediately afterward?
I think we do have A-Inspect completions on Pearls, and she did walk past the Ambassador. We'll see if she gets bug credit if a shot comes off. Short path into Convo. We're not going to take this fake contact.
They're going to take a second flirt, though. So any close flirt will do it.
Could have taken a bug on the Eva as he entered here. Could even still take it, yet he's not exactly zoomed
I
in
was gonna
looking
say,
for it.
we do have Toby give up on us. Not punished, but I know a couple people that'd be shaking their head at that one.
If I had a nickel for every Toby ignore on cast this weekend, I would have 2
From what I've,
nickels.
which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Gonna do the double timer flirt and finish that off, but got a minute left. Double Agent's
Yeah,
been out of
King bails him
conversation.
right after,
Yeti
so.
has correctly highlighted the DA who's been out of conversation.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on with that. To say what kind of hinted that. I mean, I suppose Twin has just kind of been in for so long and Teal hasn't, that it's an understandable read.
Hard rotate here from Yeti.
Yeah, I wonder how hard we are suspected for a potential swap here.
Double Agent's still out of conversation. We might have to take a bug here. We decide not to. Double Agent finally enters.
Uh-oh.
Red contact. We'll see what that does.
Duke gets shot. I think that was just a snapshot from the banana bread. And
It is.
I think Yeti just probably just shot that, heard the cough, immediately regretted it.
Yeah, very possible. I'm curious what Duke had done to prompt such a prompt shot.
Time at Green Books.
We have 1 fingerprint.
Print.
Yeah, we got 2 briefcases.
Yep. Yeah, I
Fingerprint
mean,
from
if
contact.
right, and I mean, if you just assume that they've done enough to get flirt, which most spies would have by now, I'd say at like the 30-second mark, then yeah, that's not an unreasonable shot. It's just unfortunately a bit too snappy, because I think if we wait just like half a second longer, we see Duke not cough in there, probably.
Yeah, for Hornet's sake, I don't know, given that Duke had such suspicion, Yeti would probably look to Duke, but not see Hornet coughing. But we don't know if Hornet is able to finish
Yeah,
the mission in the last 30 seconds here.
yeah, no, I don't necessarily think that we look and see us coughing, but I think we see Duke not coughing is more my concern there, I think. But regardless, Hornet does get the point there. So Yeti now fighting to tie his own double, which is a little scary after losing your first venue or your first double 3-1. But we're gonna see how we respond here. Same setup, Purloin transfer off, and we are gonna be tapped here. The fast boy himself, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and if Hornet simply decided to mirror the mission setup on Yeti's behalf, we actually see Fingerprint coming back to bite them.
Yes.
Is an interesting pick for a small venue, but we're starting out with a full inspect.
I wouldn't hate a rush here, honestly.
Certainly one of the options. You don't want to let the sniper linger on you the entire game.
Right.
We're in for an innocent talk to start us off.
I'm gonna just take a drink. So I feel like if anything, that's kind of cueing to me here that we are playing for a flirt and a BB.
Everyone's in conversation. We have to take this.
Yeah, we have to.
Fortunately, we've got 2 on the move. But Double Agent came back to us, which we should count our blessings.
Banana bread.
Maybe
Kind
we
of
will
moment of
knock out
truth
1,
here.
maybe 2.
We aren't immediately shot, so we may just watch for a flirt here.
It's a game
I
of
would
flirt at
wait a
this point.
second though before we talk here.
We are next to Cowboy again, which is a potential pair that could get a shot on our next talk if we stick around long enough.
As I say, if Hornet doesn't closely watch our timings for talks here, we could possibly get away with a timer flirt if we can just hit a green, and we could totally win that way.
Oh yeah, and we're up to 51% off the white flirt because we had a minimum flirt to start us off.
Yeah,
Green flirt wins this, I think,
yeah, I think so,
unless
and I think
Hornet isn't strongly pairing.
right. But at this point, Tex has also left us, so whatever pairs we potentially had with him before are gone too. So this is a one time, one conversation, but we are going to get bailed on. But we do flirt for only 85,
Yeah, good
though.
timing. I would hope that we are able to find this last flirt outside of Convo. I think that's going to make it a lot harder to shoot. We need to not talk if Tex comes back here.
Yeah. I think we need to just innocently sit here, sip on our drink once or twice,
Fortunately,
find a spot where
no one else is a
go to those
highlight
window
here.
pads.
That could be dangerous for Yeti. This comes down to the last seconds.
Oh dear. She's gone there twice. Yeah, we have to leave and go to that window pad now. But we're going to get left on again. Got 15 seconds on the clock, and we are going to be looking real bad chasing here.
Especially next Cowboy who leaves. Okay, we haven't. This is possible. If we reject this, Hornet might be willing to wait.
I think we're just not. Yeah,
We're ignoring.
we get away with it. That is your third nickel there, isn't it? We do. Doesn't quite give up, but he did get ignored. Poor Toby.
It is a good way of stringing along the sniper if you are trying to inch out 1 second of overtime. But it's a good game from Yeti that holds Highrise even.
Yeah, but going in four games to play here, and we're back to Hornets territory here with Gallery. And Hornet is up here. If Hornet can pull off a sweep here, that'll be pretty much it. So I got to see what he could do as Duke here. Starting by the green books, we could potentially see a cheese transfer early in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
AI control has
Just kidding.
other ideas. We're landing in conversation. We don't want to take that Toby offer. We just want to get some early flirt progress.
Yeah, I don't hate this. Going for such a close flirt in time of chaos, that's pretty good use of our time.
Here we
51%
will
of the flirt
drink.
would definitely agree.
We're waiting for Amba to move because I don't think we want to walk past him or we want his briefcase.
I think we do want this briefcase.
Being a printable drink goes to Pearls.
I think if we
Convo.
were too worried about walking past Amba, I don't think we went for that first. We would have gone for that first flirt, just because we we were a little inside of Amba there for a minute.
Did, and I almost think that we could have gotten away with the bug too, because Yeti was zoomed out a lot during chaos.
Yeah. So I
Fortunately,
wouldn't
ST
have.
lands too far away to commit to a walk.
Yeah. But of course, she's going to stay there long enough that we probably could have gotten there and quickly gotten away with it. But we've still
Yeah, we
got
are standing at
almost 3
yellow
minutes.
for a long time, but who's gonna watch painting pads on gallery? Ooh, we decided not to follow to blue shelf. There's absolutely room and reason to do so.
Yeah, there's definitely room. I can totally understand having the whole like, three at bookshelves kind of deal, but at the same time, I think you just go for it there.
At the same time, 3 of Bookshelves was functionally abolished at the end of the last update,
Yeah, exactly.
thankfully. Uh, and it's been a long time on this update. Nebula
Right. Just, a little bit of time.
going out for the first, second flirt. Not gonna finish that up. Half the time off the clock. Fingerprintable statue is available to Hornet. It'd be nice if we let that cook for a
And
little bit.
yeah, I think if nobody goes for that for like a solid 15, 30 seconds and then we go for it, that would look really good.
Should pick a highlight here just for
But
statues. We'll see if
yeah.
it carries any additional weight. Pearls has the briefcase that is a potential fingerprint completion. Follow for this last flirt, whoever decides to land, she did almost 360 of that conversation.
We're just we're just right behind Teal. We're kind of crammed in here, but such is the front convo, or sorry, the back convo in gallery here.
Double agent's headed outside. It's gonna be a nice mission to finish as long as he goes into conversation. Fingerprintable bottom statue. We'll have to keep that in mind and avoid that. That might shut us off of completing inspects if we don't want to
I
be
was gonna
front
say,
facing.
yeah, I think that certainly shuts down the inspect swap finish here.
And the
Yeti's
red.
zoomed out as we're in this conversation.
We are shot. I wouldn't be shocked if Yeti just kind of offhandedly credited that bug at the start or at some point and just kind of was on Prince, and that'll do it.
Yeah, that's 2 games in a row that Yeti's been locked on someone for Prince. He shot for contact. We did just have a highlight on the DA who was out of conversation, but I guess that was not
Yeah,
compelling enough. Yeti.
suppose not. Well, we can now say that Hornet won't be winning just from gallery here, but could be shooting for
And
a
the
tie
red.
here, at least, as Yeti comes on as Kane for the other half of gallery here. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeti has secured their pub. End us off.
I will leave my opinions on that venue out of this cast for the moment.
It
Instead,
is not the worst venue in the SML pool. It's as much as I'll give it.
agree to disagree. Anyway, we have 34% on our first flirt here. And Smallman as our ST is pretty useful here potentially if he does the right things. A red flirt here or there can definitely make what is one of the more inherently suspicious guests look even more so.
Just highlight of the game. It's off on boots. He might be grabbing a briefcase. Ooh, are we gonna stop it if this conversation fills up?
Uh-oh.
Yes, but not in the way that is AI-like, the one that is very spy-like.
Yup.
And
We're
Hornet
not highlight.
has no
I
reaction.
don't like it, but we're not highlight.
Yeah. Any hardtail you can walk away from is a success.
Yeah. We're not dead, and that's all that matters right now.
We did attempt a bug there as well.
And I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
tried.
that says even more to us not being dead here. And we go for a time ad too.
We're gonna go for it again. Though
Oh
over
boy.
360, we struggle to get in again. Okay, Hornet not caring for the pathing here.
Certainly
Yeti
not.
counting their blessings.
I'm gonna finish up this inspect here. And someone's gonna leave and come right back to that front convo. We just can't get him out of there. He is not being a helpful ST for this venue.
Yeah, we pick up the third highlight of the game. Amba, not close enough for a bug.
He's going to go to blue books there, so no bug opportunity there either.
Legend headed inside. Hopefully this conversation opens up a little bit.
I'm going to grab a green book, but I'm not totally sure what our plan is with it.
Yeah, we went to painting pad to wait out the green book to open. Gonna take
Looks
it
like we're going to
out
try a direct
into...
transfer at some point, maybe.
Yeah, could be good in the
And
aftermath
red.
of this contact. We should take this flirt before we go. A lot of lowlights available. No movement from Yeti.
To give the flirt 87%. Any flirt will do it now.
Eyes are on that blue
So,
shelf.
yeah, it looks like we've got a game plan.
Ooh, but we're the only highlight remaining.
Oh, and I think we might be cognizant of the suspicion there. We go down to, we were neutral life there for a second. And we take a very visible bug.
Hornet
And
had
that's
me
going to
a
secure
bit
a draw
concerned
for Hornet,
lining
at
up that
least.
shot. Yeah, pretty sloppy outside conversations, but those went unpunished. Thankfully, Hornet's able to find that bug attempt in the back.
Yeah.
And if you're a Yeti and you see the laser on you, for whatever reason, you don't know how light you are, I don't know if you
Right.
tempt this bug.
Yeah, because a bug like that is one of those ones where even as a low light, it can get you shot just because it's so open. But regardless, we have made it to Yeti single, pub 3 of 7,
What do
and
you
we are
think about this
here.
venue, Aiko?
No, I don't think about it. Okay, I don't think about it at all because I ban it every single set.
It's not
Anyway,
that bad.
it is for me.
We'll see
Regardless,
how
we
bad it
are
is for Hornet.
playing twin here in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
2 chances to close out the set.
And we're gonna start our first one with a request for some drinks.
Went for a complete delegate.
Do have our ST and our DA in the same convo, and we are gonna go join them.
Hardly blame Hornet. I'm gonna squeeze into a smaller cap, but the other option wasn't all that great.
I mean, 3 of 7 pub. You have to aggressively flirt here, otherwise you're just gonna run out of time before you even know it.
There are 2 statue goers in this party. We'll see if Hornet identifies them and maybe chooses to delegate to them.
Are gonna delegate to our ST.
That's gonna get the cooldown off. I don't think this will take, though.
It's gonna be close.
He does decide to walk to the farthest
Yeah, and it
location he possibly
expires.
could have.
Unfortunate for us, but we are gonna take the inspect instead.
Cowboy blocked us on that rotation. I don't know if we've been seen here yet. We will now. Pick up a highlight. I like that play a lot more if we have delegate guaranteed going off. I would not have hated a flirt across the window there.
Yeah.
Such a rare opportunity.
I don't know how much I'd like this contact, though, with us being one of only a couple highlights.
Yeah, Yeti's been crediting flirt. The only
And
highlight in with a
Banana
DA
bread.
could be it.
one of said ST joins us, but we're the only real highlight, and we have an inspect, and we're just gonna get shot for it.
Yeah.
And the ball is in Yeti's court here. The last game of the set, we're here, and we're playing for a tie. So at least 1 point on the board here for Yeti if he can get away with it.
Yeah, and if you're picking
Starting
this venue, you probably have a plan or are capable of getting a spy win on it. So, let's see it.
yeah, one would certainly hope so. We're gonna find out in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And RSG is gonna bounce away from us. We are gonna go for a bug, and we're gonna get
Ooh,
it.
takes. That's great, especially if we can survive whatever we decide to do next. Although it
And we're
could simply
inspecting.
be flirt.
We could just flirt for the rest of this game. We could, I mean, if we really wanted to, we could just go for a swap and try and just finish right then and there. But that feels a little too aggressive.
Twin took a pretty tight path around the Amba there, but it was fairly AI-like when it paid it some attention.
And our SD is going to pass us by yet again. So we're going to land this combo and take it idle and hopefully chase back.
Yeah, if we commit too much to trying flirt here and then contact, it might look like we've just done inspect, seduce, contact.
Yep. That's the fear. And I think enough time has passed that someone could technically get away with a 2 flirt in this time. So I realistically would not go for contact anymore.
Yeah, we have to be a bit aggressive on this, and the Hornet doesn't have that bug credit. We're kind of just good no matter what. I don't foresee Hornet shooting for flirt chase, however
Yeah, I mean,
aggressive it
we
may
have
be.
one more close flirt. Like, yeah, we're both highlight from bar now, and that's a little suspicious, but just flirt and an inspect. You don't have the bug, you don't have 3 missions, and that's just not like not a shot yet.
Yeah, and dare I say it, we have time to finish this.
That we do. Take our drink, and we go to our ST, and we talk, and pray that our sniper doesn't notice for 10 seconds.
I think we're good.
8.5,
I
sorry.
think Yeti has secured the draw in Emerald.
Yeah, we're not even getting looked at here, and that is going to be a draw. So, points for both players. Can't be too mad at either result necessarily. Still got a point on the board, and Yeti gets his first point of this season. So, definitely nothing to snuff at there.
Bug is definitely not easy to see.
Yeah.
Looking at the chaos in the doorway.
Oh, yeah, you've just got 3 separate people covering you from like all angles there. Yeah, just a good bug there from Yeti. Just good choices on that last game.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
even if it was the left hand that got taken, because we had kind of rotated a bit, it still would have been great.
yeah, no, definitely. It's the beauty of Time of Chaos in pub is just there are just some games where it will just be everything is so crowded in the doorway that you can get away with any bug in the world if you're far enough in. So yeah, GG's to the players.
Yeah, good draw.
Certainly. Looking forward to seeing the rest of Emerald and what will play out between the other players there.
With that, we're moving on to our Grandmaster game after a brief break. We'll be back in 5 minutes.